Good evening. I'll now call the City of Cannon Falls City Council meeting for Thursday, June the 18th to order. Roll call.
Councilmember Duncan.
Here.
Holst.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Mattson.
Here.
McCusker is absent. Schulblum.
Here.
And Mayor Robinson.
Yep. All please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the meeting. This time, the chair will take a motion to approve the amended agenda as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the amended agenda. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Moves us on to public input. Citizens may speak to issues not on the agenda. Before speaking, please give your name and address for the minutes. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. As there is no one here wishing to address the council, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Items on this area of the agenda may be adopted, or they may be removed and placed on the business area of the agenda for discussion purposes before approving. For those folks at home, I will read the consent agenda to you. Item A is the just and correct claims for the accounting period ending June the 14th, 2013. Item B is the meeting minutes for the June 4th, 2013 City Council meeting. Item C is application for payment number 1 of the East Side Improvement Project. Item D is application for payment number 11 for the library construction project. Item E, Resolution 2022, approving the final plat of the Mayo Health Clinic Health System. Item F, Resolution 2023, approving conditional use permit for public art murals. Item G, the July 2nd council meeting time change and Coville Memorial event. Item H, the land reclamation permit for Hinchages and Rexkel. Item I, the appointment of Nancy Teets to the library board. Item J, Resolution 2024, accepting a monetary donation for the fire department. And item K, authorization to dispose of forfeited and impounded vehicles. Are there any items anyone wishes to bring down? Seeing as there are none, Chair will take a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
So moved.
I will second that.
Motion by Merle, second by Bill. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, there is nothing on the regular agenda this evening. At this time, we'll go to reports. Mr. Maroney.
Two quick updates, both positive. One is the Casey's project has begun. The demolition of the site is essentially completed, so I'm sure they'll start building maybe even as soon as the next week or so. And the second thing is the permit for the access for the Molinar Clinic, the Olmsted Medical Clinic, has been approved, and if you've been up in that area, construction's well underway and should be completed by the end of next week.
End of the month, you're scheduled.
Yeah, so they're happy about that and making good progress, so that's all I have.
Okay. Greg?
Just an update on the East Side project. We had the first pay up in the packets tonight. They're making pretty good progress. They're pouring curb today on Cedar and tomorrow on Bridge Street, and those two should be back to hard surface probably next week sometime. And they'll continue working east on Water Street with the sewer and water mains and be notifying people of shutoffs and continue on. So far, so good.
Yep, they've been doing a good job. They've been moving pretty good over there. Ready? Chief?
Well, we made it through another year of Nature Valley Bike Grand Prix. This time they were on the west side of our city. That created some new logistics for us. Everything went fairly smooth. Did have a couple of things that came up during it. We've completed an after incident report with notations for any future ones held on the west side, so that we can make sure that Nature Valley does a better job at a few things, and for us to do a better job. We had some alleys and stuff that we ended up with cars coming through. We thought cones would work, but apparently just drove over them. As far as the residents, we didn't have too much of an inconvenience. We had a couple of our officers that were dedicated to if somebody needed to get in, escorting them in, so we tried to minimize the impact. That side of the, as far as the course, had less residential impact, just because we have such long stretches without any homes on it. So we'll have to see what if Nature Valley makes a request for next year, if they want to be back on the east side, or if they want to try on the west side, the council will have to, make their decision on what they would like to do. From here, we're springing forward rapidly towards the 4th. I'm working on the scheduling for our staff for the fair and the parade and putting the logistics for that in place. Just want to remind people this year, Minnesota will not be affected because of the construction, but the side streets will. So if you normally would park on one of the side streets and, watch from, Almond to, what would be Second, bear in mind some of the parking is going to be more limited. The fair this year is going to run into Saturday, so we're working with the fair and trying to make sure that we've got appropriate staffing for the things going on, in addition to what else may be occurring in town. More at the fair. We're going to be traveling up there for our next council meeting, so I'm sure I'll have some last-minute updates and information as it relates to the actual parade route and any changes or parking, that type of thing. That's all I can think of.
Aaron?
The only thing I have is that the library project, it's getting wrapped up. It was a little slower than we thought, this spring, because winter lasted in the spring. So anyways, we're getting there. We've got some of the landscaping stuff done. We have to do a few more things to get that finalized, and we'll have everything seeded, plantings done, things like that, and it'll be looking like it's supposed to look. So we're getting there. And then I did want to, if you look in the back, there's a whole bunch of plantings in that back corner now. We did have some volunteers that brought plants and things like that, and actually came out and did the planting as well. So once those get kind of established and growing, it's going to look very nice in that back corner by the exit there. So I wanted to thank those volunteers who donated the plants and the time to plant them. That was very nice, and it's going to look really good once once they get established. So.
We actually planted them. We didn't put planters out there for people to steal like in Stillwater.
Yeah, no, these ones are in the ground. I'll have to do a little bit more work to get them. That's all I have.
Nothing. I would just like to say one of the items we passed tonight was our next council meeting on the 2nd is going to be held at the fairgrounds at 5:30.
Yep.
So just so everybody knows
Yep,
that.
we'll be doing that, and then after that, we'll have the Colville Memorial event that is going to be celebrating Colville and the Battle of Gettysburg, and we'll have individuals from that unit that are still in active unit today at the event, so it ought to be pretty cool. Jay?
Nope.
And other than that, I have nothing. So this time, the chair will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.